Now this is a place that usually people don't have on their itineraries while visiting Japan. Located in the Seto Inland Sea is a small island called Okunoshima. The purpose of the island has changed drastically over the years. In 1925, the Imperial Japanese Army Institute of Science and Technology initiated a secret program to develop chemical weapons. They picked this island due to its isolation, security, and distance from Tokyo and other areas in case of a disaster. And after World War II ended, all poisonous gas was disposed of, and in 1988, the Okunoshima Poison Gas Museum was opened. However, what happened after 1988, no one could have predicted. The island became inhabited by hundreds of bunny rabbits. I'm serious. No one really knows how the original rabbits got onto the island. Some believe the original rabbits were left over from the chemical weapons facility because they were used for testing. But this theory has been debunked by the former director of the Poison Gas Museum. Another theory is that 8 bunny rabbits were dropped onto the island in the 1970s by some local school children. Either way, the island's now filled with hundreds of bunnies who wait for tourists to come to the island so that they can eat. Not eat the tourists. These are just bunnies we're talking about. At least, that's what I'd hoped. On my way to Rabbit Island, I stopped off at a small coffee shop. The owner and his wife must not get many foreigners, because they were very excited to see me. The owner asked if we were going to the Rabbit Island, and it was at this point that I assumed he was going to warn me of the dangers that awaited me. I told him that indeed I was on my way to Bunny Island, and asked if he ever went. He informed me that he had been there once before, and when I asked him if it was fun, he simply paused and said, no. So maybe he wasn't the biggest Rabbit Island fan. But either way, I was going to check it out and see for myself. After I purchased my ticket to the island, everyone lined up for the ferry. Now there were currently 2 boats at the dock. Looking at them both, which one do you think was the one we were taking to the island? This one? Or this one? Either way, you guessed wrong, because it was this boat that took us on a quick 15-minute trip to the island. On the boat, there was a big sign with the rules of the island. Most importantly, make sure you don't bring your pet bunny to the island and leave it there. Let's go see some bunnies. As we got closer and closer, I got more and more excited. Once we docked, I ended up purchasing some rabbit food and explored the shore.
Careful not to put your hands too close to the rabbit's mouth.
Everyone was excited to see the rabbits, but off to the side I noticed a body laying on the ground. Was it a man taking a midday nap, or a potential bunny victim? I didn't know, but I wasn't going to hang around and find out. Walking further into the island, it was cool to see the ruins of the old chemical plant. Here's a nice little rabbit friend. One thing that I noticed throughout the island is that they would set up bowls with water in it so that the rabbits had enough to drink. The further I walked into the island, the more rabbits I saw. Initially, you get all excited and want to feed every rabbit that comes up, but there's just hundreds of them. But after the 10th or 20th rabbit that jumps out of the bushes and chases you for food, it gets a little overwhelming after a while. I decided I wanted to head to the top of the island because I heard there was a lookout with a good view. Alright, let's do this. However, this ended up being more of a challenge than I thought. Almost there, I hope. Nope. When I started walking up the mountain, one thing that I noticed is that there wasn't many bunnies. I finally thought I was in the clear. I made it through all the bunnies on the ground. Exhausted, sweaty, and sunburned, I made it to the top of the mountain and was greeted by what I can only assume was the final boss bunny. I think this is where we need to fight to the death. After barely surviving that exchange, I was free to roam the top of the mountain and go to the lookout. While enjoying the view, I noticed the ferry coming back to the island. I wasn't really sure when the next ferry would arrive, so I figured I should take the long journey back to the port. Oh. All right. They're a bit aggressive. All right. I ended up finding a campsite, and I can't imagine the type of experience that would be. The bunnies were already coming after me for food during the day. Would they be going to the tents in the middle of the night for more food? Luckily, I was able to dive and dodge my way back to the port with enough time to relax until the ferry came to pick everyone up and take us back to the mainland. Finally made it down. Overall, I'm glad I got to explore Kunoshima, or Rabbit Island. I don't think I would put it as my top experience on my trip out to Hiroshima, but if you have time, enjoy being chased by rabbits, it's definitely worth checking out. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
Like and subscribe.